Good morning, Salem, and welcome to SHS Today. I'm Autumn Rose Bogdan, and with me is Angela Moreno. Today is Tuesday the 9th, 2017, and we have just about 6 weeks of school left before summer vacation, but who's counting?
I am. There's a lot of activities and events coming up over the final few weeks of school, and today, as we tape this newscast, marks day 2 of Twin Day of Spirit Week. This is a relatively new event brought to increase school spirit as we approach the end of the school year. Our reporters Nate Magoon and Kayo Leone spoke to Dean Dennis and some of the students to see what Spirit Week is all about.
This week, my partner Nate and I had the chance to sit down with Dean Dennis and some students to talk about the upcoming Spirit Week and Spring Spectacular.
So it's something that we've been really thinking about, talking about through the Captain's Council and the student leadership team. And we put it on the schedule this year with the intent of moving forward, and obviously our goal is to move forward for future years to come.
I think it's important because all the grades can interact and it brings the community together for the school, and it's fun to have like a nice spirit day in the spring when we have like all our finals going on.
We're going to invite the 8th graders to come over as well as the 8th grade staff. It's all about them feeling comfortable at Salem High School.
I think tie-dye day is what I'm most looking forward to because I tie-dye every summer, so I have a lot of tie-dye shirts.
It's the Captain's Council, which is all the captains from the sports seasons. In this case right now we're taking captains from the spring season, and it's Captain's Council.
I think these events like the Spring Spirit Week is really important for the school to have because it really shows how much pride we have as a town coming in and, doing something together and really just like bonding.
And between both groups, they look at changing culture of the building, making positive changes for everyone to benefit.
What day are you most looking forward to and why? The tie-dye day, the twin day, the career day, the wacky tourist day, or the Salem Pride day?
Probably the twin day, because you get to get together with a friend and then plan a whole outfit, and it's really fun.
We have the balloon relay, water balloon relay. We have knocker ball, that's new. That's going to be fun. Bottle flip relay. We have flag tag, and then a traditional classic dodgeball. I am looking forward the most to the tacky tourist day. I think there's so many things that you can do as far as getting involved in different outfits and attires that you can wear for that day. Class games are going to be just like class wars out on Grant Field. Students will be in the bleachers. Those participating in the games will be there on Grant Field itself. We're hoping this is something that 10, 15, 20 years from now, everyone just grows accustomed to expecting Spring Spectacular to be around for many years to come. So that is the plan.
Wow, Spirit Week sure does look fun. Hope to see everyone participating. For my cameraman Nate and myself, back to the studio.
Sure seems that people are ready for Spirit Week. I know Angela and myself are going to be participating on Twin Day together, and we hope that you all join in too. Make sure you participate to help your class win class wars. The juniors took round 1 in the fall. Hopefully our class pulls through again.
Right now we're going to look at the volleyball and how they're doing this spring.
The boys volleyball team is off to a 6-3 start this season with a key win a couple weeks ago over defending state champion Hollis Brookline. I sat down with captain Seattle Barassa to get his thoughts on the team's season in this edition of SHS Team of the Week.
Season's going pretty good so far. We could improve a lot on our team chemistry, I think. We're kind of a team that's like brand new to each other, even though we don't really mesh well together. We could work on that, like team dinners, stuff like that, team bonding events. We go out to McDonald's after most games sometimes, just chill and eat Big Macs for $4.49 plus tax, as Sheik says. But it's just like fundamental stuff that I think we need to work on, like passing, serving, keeping those in play. Just stuff like that to keep our points, our errors down.
Well, I think the season's, being decent right now. I think we can improve on keeping the ball in and getting our passes to the setters so we can get some hits.
The season going pretty well. I don't really see much we can improve on. It's more or less just communication. We have the cutest middle in the state, Ryan Greeley, so I see no effort. It needs to be seen.
I don't know, I think we could be better. should be better. 2 of the losses, I don't think we should have lost. We didn't play too well, and wasn't good.
Feels pretty good, but I think we could definitely be 8-1. I feel like 2 of those games were not some of our best performances that I've seen, and I know that we could do better.
It feels pretty good, but having the 2 best setters in the state, I mean, it could be better.
It's just like fundamental stuff that I think we need to work on, like passing, serving, keeping those in play, just stuff like that to keep our points, our errors down. Feels pretty good, but I think we could definitely be 8-1. I feel like 2 of those games were not some of our best performances that I've seen, and I know that we could do better. Just working hard, you know. The last few games we haven't had enough energy to really keep going. I know last night we played Pinkerton, we were just dead the whole game. We couldn't keep up with them. So I think we just need to bring it every day, just work hard, and we can finish the season strong. I think they like it a lot. I know we are young, yeah, that's right. So there's not a lot of experience out there, and that could be a contributing factor, like later in the season, in the playoffs. But I think they all have it. They all can step up. They all good character. I think we'll be good in the playoffs. We actually, I'm the only returning varsity upperclassman. So, me personally, I don't know. I felt really well. The year before, we didn't make. Last year we didn't make it. We got kicked out the first round, but the year before we lost in the championship, so that kind of relieved the pressure on me, on our team last year. So not making the finals, I think we just didn't really have a good team. Like this year, we're all together. We played together for so long. We could push each other to the limit this year and hopefully make it again. I think we all have it. We're young though, but we play well together. We can step it up when we need to, and I think we have a really good chance. Well, we always practice late at night, like 6:30 to 8:30. So and all of our schedules are pretty flexible anyways. So our coach, we talked to Mr. Nsinga, and he gets us gym time no matter what. So we've had a lot. And this off season during the winter, we've run like little skills and drills times, and people have shown up to that. So it's been really good.
Awesome. Win them all. It's really nothing much to it. Hasn't really been affected much. I mean, we had to start tryouts a week late, but our practices are later anyway, so it never really affected us.
You have 9 games remaining in your regular season. What's your strategy going forward?
Win.
Historically, the boys volleyball team is one of the most accomplished teams here at SHS, and we do wish them the best of luck as they try to make it back to a 12th state final and 11th state championship. I'm Dan Smolenski, back to you in the studio.
Sounds like the SHS sports teams are really coming along. Best of luck to our volleyball team and all the other team sports this spring. Hopefully the SHS sports team have success throughout the rest of the spring season.
Turning now to our construction project here at SHS, the next phase of construction is well under its way, and the new state-of-the-art auto tech center. Jeremy Glander and Brianna Messina caught up with Mr. Dodge and instructors Mr. McCarthy and Mr. Libke to get some thoughts on moving into the new space.
We interviewed some students on the new auto tech shop. Let's take a look.
We're in the new Auto Tech Lab. It's an amazing space. We have pretty much everything's brand new in here. We'll have brand new lifts, new, as you look around, you can see the new exhaust system. Just everything's completely new. If you kind of pan over this way, you'll see that there's a classroom. Great space. You have the ability to look out into the lab, or you have the ability to look out the window. A couple features that we haven't really had in the past. So.
Well, the space is definitely bigger than what we have now. We're going to have a lot of new equipment that includes brand new lifts. It also includes a truck lift, so for putting up larger pickup trucks safely. Also a brand new alignment lift for doing front end alignments and four-wheel alignments. So definitely a lot of new equipment, more floor space, better classroom and larger classroom space, a lot more storage. So we're definitely looking forward to having that much more room and equipment for the program.
I think it's bigger, it's brighter, it's cleaner. There's a difference in the design in that the mezzanine space is kind of separate. It doesn't overhang the actual lift space. As you shoot some footage, you'll see that we have a new alignment rack that's recessed into the slab. That's a new feature that we've added. We're adding a new truck lift, which we haven't had in the past, so we'll have greater capacity to work on larger vehicles. And we're just adding lift capacity and better exhaust system. So all the systems have been updated, and we're just really excited about it.
I'm looking forward to not only have we been a part of designing it, but we'll be able to organize the space. So I'm looking forward to being able to see something that we've been working on for a long time as far as the design actually come to fruition and see it all put together. And then, looking forward to the kids using that space. I mean, it's really for them, and to be able to, kind of simulate what they'll see at a car dealership or an independent garage is kind of the goal. So what we're doing is what industry's doing. So that way it's a smooth transition when they go from us to either, the career or to college for it. What we're doing is what they're doing, so that's exciting.
I'm looking forward to all the new space we're going to have so we can have more machines, better machines, then we can get more work in and out, more things we can get done.
I'm actually looking forward to seeing the new alignment rack with the pit. Kind of excited to see that, so I think that's probably and the bigger space and the bigger classrooms and stuff.
It's definitely going to help our learning process where we don't have to have as much around us, and it's going to allow us to experience what it is in newer shops and stuff like that, so it's going to bring us into the real world better.
That's it.
Wow, for next year, the students will be very lucky to be able to use that new space. Very glad to see the renovation coming along. All these new facilities allow our students to achieve the highest possible goals. And speaking of goals, some students in TV have been rewarded for their hard work. And one of our groups placed 8th in the nation in a national film challenge.
This week we sat down and talked with Caitlin Wilson, Valerie Carino, and Mr. Hazel about the film that they produced for the 10-day film challenge. Their film, Bankrupt, placed 8th overall out of 150 other films. Let's see that now.
Time was the biggest, so during production I would say time is the biggest roadblock. That challenge is 10 days, and it's 10 in-school days. So there's no taking cameras home, there's no editing after school, no writing after school. And the organizers of the competition do that to level the playing field so that all students have an opportunity, no matter what school they go to, no matter what their ability, that at least everybody faces the same challenge, that it's 10 school days, no weekends, no nights, and that's the biggest challenge.
Some challenges we faced while making this film, definitely trying to stay in character. Caitlin, she played Allison. Staying in character was hard for us because we would always break out into laughing, and it was always hard just to kind of keep on a steady path, but we were able to overcome that, and I do feel like all of our work has paid off because we put a little bit more time into pre-production for this one. We kind of planned everything out more. We made sure everything was a solid plan before we went out and started filming, and I feel like that paid off a little bit.
I think the biggest challenge that we faced when making this film was probably creating, a storyline that we all agreed upon, because I think we all had different visions of what to do with the character and the plot that we were given, but at the end we made it work and we all decided on something that I think we all liked a lot.
I helped him 0, and that's by rule that I'm not really allowed to participate in the production at all. I can be in it, teachers can be in it, but it's supposed to be 100% student driven, and they did 100% of the work. They wrote it, They shot it, they edited it, they did the lighting and the audio, everything 100% on their own. And again, that's a rule just to protect the integrity of the competition, that it's a student-produced film. I had my feedback that I gave them, that I thought there was a couple of plot things I would have changed, but in the end, my feedback was just that. It was take it with a grain of salt. I was proud of all the films. We had 4 films produced, and all 4 films in their own right were awesome. You know, theirs was dramatic, and it was like a tearjerker, but the Block 1 film was cute and funny, and you know, I still love the fact that I was cast in this funny role. You guys did an awesome job on that one, and Block 2 had another great film. J.J. Leahy stretched himself character-wise and played a character that was probably the complete opposite of who he is. And that was awesome of him to do that. And then in Block 3, they had that fun fairy tale fantasy film, which I thought was great. So I was proud of all the films, and I thought all the films in their own right had a shot to do something. And to have one of our films from these 4 place in the top 10 in the country was something that I was really proud of, and proud of those guys and happy for them.
Is there anything I would change in the video? I really like it. I don't think there's any big thing I would change. Maybe if there's anything I would change, there's this one line, I didn't like how I said it. And because I kind of said it in a question rather than a statement. Other than that, I'm really happy with how it came out. I wouldn't want to change anything. The idea of the video came, well, when we pulled the name Fish Out of Water, which is the theme of our video, we decided that one person had to be different from everyone, and the main character had to be known for losing things. So we thought everyone was going to be losing like pencils or like a notebook or a book, but we thought it'd be a little different if they lost a person.
Before I say anything else, I just want to say I'm so sorry for your loss.
Save it. I've heard that enough this week.
I understand how fresh this all must be for you. I understand that the 2 of you were close, and knowing this, I'd like to invite you personally to a candlelight vigil that the student council and I will be holding in Emma's memory.
Candles gave Emma migraines.
We really wanted to challenge and I think bend the specifics that they gave us about the video. Like in the main character we were given was known for losing things, and we were like, well, what if they lose people and eventually themselves? We wanted to think a little bit outside the box, which was the main goal of this whole film.
So we thought, what if this character was going through kind of a heart-wrenching, dramatic scene where they're completely lost from the world, and we thought that'd be different from other videos, so that's why we chose that one.
I think all our work paid off. I mean, we placed 8th, which was really fun, and we won Best Use of Character, so it's really nice to see that putting a lot of effort into something we're passionate about does pay off. If I could go back, the one thing I would probably change would not be casting myself as one of the actors, because I'm typically someone that's behind the camera and prefers to stay that way, so it was a little out of my comfort zone. But it was a good experience and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, if I could change one thing, it'd probably be that.
I'm very proud of our film that we produced called Paper Wonders. Although we didn't place in the top 30 this year, I'm hopeful that in TV2 next year will be better in the competition. Congratulations to all the student filmmakers. This weekend we find out some of our films did in New Hampshire Students Film Festival, as we have 3 films for the SHS that are nominated.
Turning now to other news. The senior prom is fast approaching, and we talked to Dean Barry and some of the students about the upcoming event. This week, me and my partner Angela caught up with Dean Barry about the plans for senior prom and also the opinions of the seniors going to senior prom.
When is prom?
May 19th.
Sweet.
May 19th, yeah.
Prom.
I don't believe it has a theme. Traditionally, proms don't have themes. Well, junior prom typically does, but senior prom, I don't think there's a theme that I am aware of. It's at Castleton in Wyndham, which is a very beautiful venue. Good food, too. Sure, yeah. So prom planning begins early on. Typically, when a class are in 10th grade is when they set or at least the venue. They go and look at other venues for their senior prom. So it's almost 2 years of planning. So this senior class has certainly done well with that.
I am going to senior prom. I do not have a date to senior prom. I am planning on going with a whole bunch of friends and having a lot of fun. I got my dress from Torrid, and it's a red lace type of thing.
Well, any fundraising the senior class has done in the last 3 years, most of that all goes to the prom ticket.
Okay.
So whether that be the freshman reception or anything else, most of it, because the biggest expense for any class is typically their senior prom. So any fundraising they've done, most of it would go to that. Sure, just have a good time. It's typically the last get together for the whole class besides graduation. And I don't think what kids realize is that, you go have a good time. And once graduation comes and goes, everyone goes in their different, separate ways. And you may never be with that same group again in that atmosphere. Because graduation is a ceremony. It's not necessarily a party-like atmosphere. But the prom is something that kids should definitely look forward to. Have a good time. Dance, eat, and just enjoy the moment. So I enjoy it. And I know other staff members who attend also enjoy it. So the Grand March is also very well attended as well. And that's a neat way for parents to get some cool pictures of kids walking down a red carpet. So I would just say go, buy a ticket, and have a good time.
Well, seems that senior prom is going to be a good one. And to all the seniors going,